Hello everybody, I'm Lloyd Burnett and this is the third part in the three-part series on how to address depression and weight loss with the same holistic approach. Now, if you didn't catch the first part or the second part on the mind and the body, you should probably go back and read those first. They're on my blog. You can just go through the blog entries and find the first article on the mind and then the second article on the body. Now, this third piece is on spirit, a really, really important piece. And in this third piece, I have 3 tips for you that are so simple, but so powerful at lifting the blahs of depression so that, you don't wake up in the morning and just not want to get out of your bed, or you don't just, have that feeling of, oh, I don't want to do anything today. I'm not sad, I'm not angry, I just don't want to do anything. It's how to lift those blahs, and it's also how to shed that excess weight on your body that seems like it's just so hard to get rid of. So 3 simple tools. Here we go. The first tool is to change your language. Now, I don't mean stop swearing or whatever. You can continue to swear and say cuss words if you like them. I mean changing your language about who you are. Now listen to these statements. I am fat. I am depressed. Do you really believe that that's who you are? Are you more than that? Or are you just fat and depressed? When we use language like I am fat, I am depressed, it's super powerful because it's basically making a statement of what you are, and it feels like something that'll last forever. And that is exactly what perpetuates depression and weight gain. The fear that it will last forever. The fear that I'm never going to get out of this depression. The fear that I'm never going to get rid of this weight and people are going to see me and I'm not going to get a job and people aren't going to think I'm beautiful. I'm not going to find a husband or a wife. That fear is something that fuels behaviors that make you continue having excess weight on your body and feeling depressed. I mean, when you have that fear that you're going to be depressed forever, and that fear that you're never going to lose the weight or something's going to happen to you because you are fat, then what do? You go, typically, you go to something to comfort yourself. And that thing that people go to most often to comfort themselves is a refrigerator. They eat. They eat to comfort themselves. Now, if you read the body part, you'll understand what foods are very important to remove from your diet to help lift the heaviness of your depression and your weight gain in your body. And those are typically the foods that we go to, those heavy foods that continue to make us heavy. Because you know what? We said, I am fat, I am depressed. So guess what? We have to continue that. We have to keep that up. We have to do things that make us heavy. We have to do things that make us depressed because we're proclaiming it. I am. So with this first one, to check your language, to stop using language that continues this state that you don't want in your life, it's just a small shift. It's a small shift from I am fat to I feel fat. From I am depressed to I feel depressed. Now feel that. Take a second for a second. Take a second right now and say, I feel depressed. I feel fat. Now, when I say those, I feel the temporariness of those statements. I feel the passing of those statements. It doesn't seem permanent to me. It seems like my present moment. And it helps me get grounded in the present moment. Now, with I am fat, that feels like something that's going to last forever. With I feel fat, that feels like something that is just temporary. So with your language, when you change your language from I am to I feel, that opens up a space for change, for transformation. That small shift invites different feelings. It's like you have a jar, and when you say I am, you fill that jar up that statement is so big and so filling that the jar is so full that nothing else can fit in there. But when you say, I feel, you can fill that jar up with so many different things because you can feel many things at the same time. A part of you can feel fat. A part of you can feel skinny. A part of you can feel happy. A part of you can feel depressed. Have you ever, had an experience, maybe you lose your job or something like that, and you're like, a part of me feels like, I'm going to die because I'm not going to have enough money to survive because I lost, my job. And then another part of me is relieved because I hated my boss. So, you know what? You have various parts of you. You are not just sad. You're sad and relieved. And so when you shift your language to I feel, you invite different feelings to come in, and you acknowledge the temporariness. I don't even know if that's a word, temporariness. Well, whatever. You acknowledge the temporariness, that's Lloyd's word, all right, of the situation, that there is the potential for the fatness to pass, and that there is the potential for the depression to pass. And you're inviting other feelings into your life. So the first one is to check your language. The second one is to reclaim your power. This is important. Many of us, we just think we're so powerless. Oh, I'm fat. I was born fat. Or, oh, I'm depressed. So many things happened to me. I lost my job. My husband left me. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. All of these really powerful forces outside of me are making me a victim. Take a breath for a second and realize that that is a story. Being a victim is a story. It is not who you are. You are powerful. And the second step is to reclaim your power. How do you reclaim your power and go from a victim to a creator? You realize that everything that happens to you happens for you. And it is something that you called into your life. It didn't just happen to you. That excess weight that you have on your body didn't just happen to you. It didn't fall off the sky and say, bloop, I'm going to deposit myself right here. No, you called that into your life. You called it into your life for a very special reason, and only you know that reason. And when you reclaim your power to say, this weight happened for me, you can start asking the question, why? What is in it for me? What information do I have to learn from this weight? This depression is happening for me. Why do I feel depressed right now? Is it my job that doesn't feel right to me, that maybe there needs to be some changes? Is it a relationship that maybe there needs to be some changes? You open yourself up to realizing that you create your own life. And everything that happens to you happens for you to create the life of your dreams. So reclaiming your power is stepping out of the victim role and stepping into the role of the creator of your circumstances. And to do that, it's another simple shift. Why is depression happening for me? What do I have to learn from it? What is it trying to teach me? What is it trying to show me? Why is this weight happening for me? What is it that it holds inside? What does it want to show me? How is it trying to guide me to living my best life, living as my higher self? So it's time to take the reins, reclaim your power. Now this can be a bit scary. I definitely understand that. So if you feel you need to, take it in baby steps. And that's the third part, actually. The third part is to do everything with compassion, to meet yourself wherever you are, to not fight what is. So what does this mean, to meet yourself wherever you are with compassion and to not fight what is? If you feel depressed, you feel depressed. There's nothing in this world that intensifies the feeling of depression than fighting it and saying, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. Or, this is terrible that I'm depressed. I can't believe I'm depressed. I'm going to distract myself and do something else so I don't feel my depression. Or fighting your weight. Blaming yourself for gaining weight. Putting yourself down. You're so stupid. Judging yourself. It's so important to meet yourself wherever you are with compassion. To say, yes, I feel depressed. Yes, I feel fat. And it's okay. Because it is okay. Because as I told you in the last step, everything happens to you for a reason. And when you are so stuck on fighting what is, fighting the depression, trying to find a way to combat depression or to combat weight gain, that fight just makes it bigger and bigger and bigger. Have you ever heard the quote, what you resist persists? I mean, it's true. Anything that you resist and fight just gets bigger. But when you acknowledge it and you greet it with a smile, there's a poem that I absolutely love from Rumi, and it's about a guest house. It goes I may butcher it right now because I don't remember it word for word, but you can look it up. It's called The Guest House by Rumi. But it talks about how life is like a guest house, and every day there's a new guest. You have a joy or an excitement, or you have a sadness or a fear that comes through. And he says, meet every guest that comes to the door with a smile, even if it's a jealousy or a sadness that rips apart all of the furniture. Greet it with a smile and treat it with the same honor as you would a joy or a happiness, because all of these guests are guests from beyond. So when you sit down and you have a cup of tea with your depression and you say, I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to sit down with you and I'm going to love myself right now, even though I feel depressed. I'm going to love myself right now, even though I feel fat. You open up yourself to learning exactly why you are experiencing the depression and making those shifts based on the information that you open yourself up to hear. So those are the 3 steps. The first step was to know that you have to shift your language, to change your language, check your words. The second one is to reclaim your power, take the reins of your life. You are not a victim, create your life. You are the creator of your life. Ask, why is this happening for me? Instead of, why me? Why is this happening to me? And the third one is to stop fighting what is and to greet it with compassion. Think about Rumi, the poet I just told you about, greeting every guest with a smile, greeting your depression, your weight with a smile, sitting down and having a cup of tea and seeing what it has to tell you. Because you know what? You'll be so surprised by the things that your depression and your weight gain have to tell you. They hold the key for you. They hold the key to your joy. They hold the key to the balance in your life. Are you willing to sit down and listen? My guess is that you're either there or you're pretty close. If you're watching this video, it's your time. Thank you so much for tuning in for this third piece, and make sure you go to my website, trainandsustain.com, and check out the Pound Transformation Club that's starting soon, and also the craving system that I have on there. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.